turn that.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show, section 325. We are more than excited for today's show. We have some local legends that are going to be coming in and talking about everything that they do, because I got to see the family as they were starting, right, and doing stuff. So we'll talk about it here in a second. But Zach,
I'm excited. Kind of our first local sports legend guests. It'll be fun.
Big time at several levels, right?
Yep.
So
absolutely.
Excited. So we got through the NFL draft. Those of you who watched last week's show, obviously the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl this next year. That's obvious with what they did.
Yeah, definitely.
49er fans are probably shaking because they still don't have a quarterback. Is pretty okay.
Sam Darnold they said is their best thrower in the history of the Niners. So
Sam Darnold,
that's what they said.
No doubt he could come in, and I think anybody could probably quarterback that team.
They should make a Netflix show.
I don't know.
I would do it.
I think that even you could, because you and Brady, you're probably faster than Brady. Do you think it's possible?
No, don't go that far.
Did you see what I tagged you?
Don't go that far.
Instagram?
I did. I didn't have any comment.
Yeah, I tagged Zach. It said tag a buddy who you could beat in the 100-yard meters, and I tagged.
40-yard dash, but I don't know.
You think you'd get me in 100?
I think so.
I build up speed once you get all this weight going.
We'll see. I got endurance. I've got endurance.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, and our guests that are waiting patiently to come on, I beat Zach in the 40-yard dash.
And that was also, like 7 years ago?
You were in your 20s. I was in my 40s.
That was a while ago. Yeah, but we're all aging very similarly. You're getting younger and I'm getting older, so I don't know.
Yeah, I am. It's the...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I blame my parents, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's definitely...
I'm just kidding.
I got my mom's genes. I can't help it.
Yeah. You really can't help
Plus,
that.
I was down in Texas, and I've got family that are like pushing 60 or in their 60s, and I was like, what? I thought they were in their 40s.
Man. See, I'm not saying that about mine.
No.
Anyway. Not much of a... we got the NBA playoffs. That is what it is.
It is.
I'm a Suns fan, so I'm always loving that.
Suns look good. They were down early, though, weren't they? 2-0.
2-0, and then they brought it back.
Yeah, brought it back.
Book and KD playing well.
And then I can't get excited whenever LeBron's. I just can't stand LeBron.
I know. That's why I don't bring him up. But
the Warriors are they down 2-1? Did they have game 3 yesterday or game 4 yesterday?
Yep, Warriors down 2-1. I think the Sixers are tied in their series, and then
what's his name hit the game winner yesterday?
The Heat are up, I think 2-1. Harden.
Yeah,
James Harden. He's
James
back.
Harden hit the game winner. Guy with a shoe contract larger than his NBA contract.
Yeah. Hey, can't blame the guy.
I wished I had a shoe contract.
You never know. Maybe one day you'll get one on the show.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Just everybody out there.
What is the brand that? Oh, Skechers. Maybe Skechers or.
Yeah, I don't care what it is.
Alex Reyes.
Alex Reyes wears the Skechers. Yeah.
And we got. We've got Mariners are on a little bit of a roll here.
Mariners taking it to Houston yesterday, 3-1. I watched that game. That was really fun.
Playing well. So, but we're kind of in the the trend. Besides the NBA, we're in the trenches a little bit right now.
Mm-hmm. But I think we're excited to talk a little basketball today. I think that we should bring on our first guest. She led the women's Coeur d'Alene High School Vikings to a state championship. And we want to bring on Nicole Symons right now. Let's give it up for Nicole. Nicole, thank you for coming on.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you.
As we were talking about getting things for the show and doing stuff, I was like, well, no doubt we were in agreement that you guys as a family all needed to come on.
Yep.
And we wanted to have you first because as I think Zach pointed out, you're the best coach in the family. No doubt.
The most successful coach in the family.
Well, this year.
This year. No, this year.
I don't want to
Congratulations.
go record to record
Congratulations.
with him. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell us first of all a little bit about yourself, how you got to become the head coach.
Okay.
And then I want to ask you another question.
Okay. So out of college, played college basketball at NAI school. When I graduated, came back here, started teaching. I got into coaching right away. Actually, at Lake City High School, was the assistant coach for about 6 years until we had Maddie. At that point, then I took some time off and then just coached both of my kids all the way through AU and stuff. Until Scott Stockwell reached out to me and asked, "You need an assistant?" didn't really want to, but thought, well, maybe it's my time to get back into it. I'm going to add this part because it's good. I think it'll be good. Little talking point.
Oh, I like this.
Before I told Scott Sockwell yes for Coeur High School, the Lake City girls job was open.
Oh, wow.
Which I did apply for, which Winger did not give it to me.
Oh,
so at that point,
Wow,
my alma
Winger.
mater, I mean, I went to Coeur High School for 3 years. I graduated from Lake City with the first year it was built.
Oh, that's right, with my brother.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wow.
So I kind of went to both schools. So at that point, when he didn't hire me, I was like, okay, I see where. Okay. So then I went to Coeur d'Alene, and it was my mission then to
So you're on a
never
revenge
let
tour.
Lake City be successful.
Who did they hire over there at Lake City?
James Anderson, who's still currently there. So we'll.
And how badly did you beat him this last 4 years?
I think we lost to him twice in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
The one wrong time last year where he got us, and then the very first fish game I think we played in.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Got us. So,
But he doesn't have a state title, does he?
Man,
No,
so
no.
it's kind of been the,
Interesting.
No,
it's
I'm
been
just,
the, been
I'm
the
just
revenge
saying.
tour.
I mean, there were some good athletes at Lake City. We could have got some good. I mean, we could have had a strong of 4 to 5 state championships.
So would you
I
have
think,
brought
if you would've.
your daughter along? I mean, if
Oh,
you,
yes,
I mean,
and then there would have been
gosh,
a-
man, that's
yeah.
just that's
I
a big
mean-
mistake.
She would
but
have
it's
broke
not-
all
but
the
it's-
records over there.
Well,
It's a big mistake, but that's common of Lake City. So I think we can.
Not saying that, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
just
you
kidding.
know. But
I got a buddy who didn't get hired by Lake City this year.
I'm
They were
just kidding.
hiring a football head coach, and they didn't hire him. And so
yeah.
So you had a lot of assistant coach. You had a lot of coaching experience, of course.
Yeah.
Was this your first time being a high school coach, high school girls head coach?
Head coach, yes. Yep.
Okay,
So I just
cool.
had been an assistant coach for the girls off and on. And so, so then I joined up with Stockwell and coached with him for a few years and then took over the program when he stepped down. And so it's been just finished my 4th year
Very
as
cool.
head coach. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So tell us, obviously, all the hard work that went into this last season, your daughter, her senior year. This is a 2-part question. One, how emotional was it to know that it's over with Maddie, that you won't be coaching her at this level? And then 2, to actually win the state championship with your daughter, all these girls that you've coached. Tell us how the emotions and the feelings.
It was as perfect as you could have written the story, I think, with this group of girls. I don't know if you know much about it, but we had 4 girls move in from Washington because of various reasons, some for just unhealthy situations at their high schools, movement with jobs.
Right.
And these girls that landed here, I think it was an amazing opportunity for Maddie to be able to finish her senior year with some girls, some players that she's played with since 6th, 7th grade through the AAU circuit time. And some of her really great friends. And so when they just, I mean, it was like when they all told me they were coming and transferring in, I just was like, this is, I mean, you couldn't have written it a better story for her to be able to finish and play with girls that, just loved each other on and off the court. And so that was an amazing experience. But then when you put all these guys together, then it came down to the coaching part, and I felt a lot of pressure to make sure that we didn't mess it up as coaching staff because they were so awesome, and we knew it was going to be this great season, and we had a great opportunity to be successful. But it was a lot of stress to make sure we were managing personalities and playing time and all the stuff to make sure that we were firing all cylinders at the end. And then focus on that. And then also the sidebar of, it's Maddie's senior year. It was the last time I experienced these things with her, was always in the back of my mind. And I try to keep, focus on everything happening. But it was a lot. It was definitely a lot, but it's been a wonderful 4 years. I would never, it was the greatest decision I think we made as a family for me to do this with her, because it was a family decision.
Yeah.
And, but, there was a lot of hard parts to it that she had to endure as being a coach's kid. But I think she came out stronger for it. And, man, it's just been awesome just to see your kid and her buddies every single day and be part of their lives was just,
That is
it was
pretty
just
cool.
amazing.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Would you and Corey ever coach together somewhere?
He sat on my bench last year for a little bit.
Makes sense.
To help me out. But I don't know. I don't know if either of us could be an assistant coach again, so probably not.
Who's more honorary?
like it.
Who's more honorary on the bench towards the refs? Maybe there's a tight situation. Is it you? Because I've seen Corey get after it.
He does get after him, but I don't know. He's a little bit more I don't know how to say it. He talks to them a little bit more with the refs. I just get mad and like I try to hold it in, and then it's just I start firing. I call them out by their first names, and I don't like it.
Is there a difference with high school refs, college refs? Is that or
No,
is that
they're all
the same?
terrible.
They're all the same.
All referees are terrible.
They're all the same.
No. We try to stay. I try not to let that bother me.
Yeah,
but
refs are great. Yeah.
But they always make the right call. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, they do.
That's right.
Although at least this last season they did.
Yeah.
What was along this last magical season? What was the one game that was your most difficult challenge?
It's a big question.
Yeah. Right? The one, because I've coached, not nearly at the level you guys have, but little kids, and I can hardly handle it. My heart's pounding. I'm like,
probably there's 2 times. Obviously, the obvious answer would probably be our semifinal game against Boise down at state when we went to double overtime. Yeah. Maddie fouls out on a great call by the refs. With a minute and a half left in double overtime, and
man.
I would maybe say that one, obviously, but I think, and I've said this a few times through the season, but we went to Vegas, played in a big tournament. We got to play against Sierra Canyon, #1 women's team, and cool. Nationally ranked. And we stayed within 15, lost by 25, which is not #1 player in the country with Juju Watkins, But I think after we lost, they didn't like to lose, and I think we really hit a crossroad. And there was some inter-team player situations, and kids upset and players upset, and learning how to go through some. We hadn't been challenged up to that point, yet, right? Like we were just rolling through everybody, and I think we hit, and it was. I was nervous because I think it could have went one way or the other with our girls and them sticking together, or. Start getting a little bit critical of each other. And I think probably managing that situation and personalities after that loss, that probably was the toughest time in the season, which is kind of weird because it wasn't during a game, but I think managing that and coming out on the side that we did, and that was just really the players are just saying, like, forget all this other stuff, let's go and keep together. But
so kind of just managing the outlook of the season after that loss. And
and then just figuring out who we were and how we were going to face adversity and how each kid handled different adversity and how we could work together and be respectful of each other's personalities, but also, push each other. So I think that was an integral part of our season. And then obviously toughest game was at double overtime. I just down 5 with 50 seconds left in regulation. I just was like, we can't end this way, guys. Like this can't be. And they just pulled it out. Wow. I mean, it's just amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Not coaching. I mean, I just stood there and I looked at my assistants. I'm like, this is it. This is how we're going to end. And they're like, we can do it. I'm like, I don't know. So,
man.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so awesome.
And
then the championship game, you guys
we just throttled them. It was great.
Them.
That was
awesome.
great.
How did they even get there?
They were, well, that's what we kind of thought. They were running high. They were playing pretty good up at that point. And then we knew we could just.
Was Russell Wilson there to cheer on their team by chance? Because it seems like he ruins everything that he's touching lately. Just checking. Asking for a friend.
I'm just going to say I'm not sad he left Seattle.
Yeah,
so
exactly, right?
Right. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm curious with your guys' background, being in the coaching world, raising kids, them being athletes. Because my kids are younger, 6, 7.
Oh, you're just beginning.
And they're playing soccer and they're doing that, But how did you guys, just as from a parent perspective, how did you guys encourage playing sports or basketball, or was that just an environment they always grew up in, or did you get them?
I think I could answer this question. They had to go to the gym.
But
they were
they in there? Were they learning early, or did they just learn?
Yeah, I mean, Corey took over. I mean, he didn't take over. He started coaching at NIC July. Maddie was born August. So both our kids have grown up in the gym, and just something they've always been around. Obviously, we're a big sports people, and in a lot of things. But we put our kids in every sport
Right.
that we could
So you had 'em
possibly,
play-
swimming, soccer, volleyball, baseball, football, everything that we could put them into experience and
Right.
see what
Right. That's
attached to them. But yeah, I mean, it was, and you can talk to Maddie about this too a little more when she comes on, but she wasn't a great athlete. And it was, I mean, not very good at all. And and it was hard, you're hard at working with the parents. She grew really big, fast and
Right,
a little bit uncoordinated. And I mean, there was a time with Corey and I just were like, hey, it's okay if you don't want to play a sport. Because we didn't know, and
Here's
it was
a drum set. Go in there.
or
Play the drums.
piano or, but she just worked at it and then just has loved it. And
That's cool.
And really
That's
is,
really cool.
is jumped onto it. So yeah, but it is hard managing your kids, like how much pressure you put on them,
Right,
how
yeah,
much
stuff like that.
like
Especially
encourage
coaching
them. And I look back and I'm coaching them in 4th, 3rd grade and how intense I was then. I'm thinking, oh my word. But
Well, it's crazy. I saw her from the bleachers, right, and all that, but she just
Yeah.
walked in today, and I'm like, whoa, how did you get so tall?
Yeah, I know.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
But
awesome.
and you guys still have one more son who's
One more.
a freshman now.
Yep.
And we'll see what his journey's going to be.
Is he a basketball player? Or
He is a basketball
Okay,
player.
okay.
He loves basketball.
Might
That's
be
fun.
the
That's
starting
really fun.
quarterback, I heard.
Well,
possible?
he's trying. We'll
That's
see.
cool.
Well,
Wow.
football guy too. So yeah.
That's
He's gonna
amazing.
make his own little mark and see where it takes him now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Super exciting. I mean,
Thanks.
you're, like you said, I don't think you could have written it any better. 'Cause,
No.
I mean, like I
No.
said, I saw these
It
guys in the gym, and it would just be practices for kids. It'd be practices for the college team, and she was always there. The kids were always there, just dribbling. Always had a ball in their hand. And I did see Maddie. I remember thinking, Maddie doesn't seem as athletic, right? And so, Maddie, I did see that. We'll talk about that more. But would you do us a favor and introduce your state champion, all-time leading scoring daughter for Coeur d'Alene High School?
And up next, you have Maddie Symons, who has left a mark not only playing wise at Coeur d'Alene High School, but just with her leadership that is going to be truly missed next year. So,
Woo!
Maddie Symons.
Thank you so
Maddie
much.
Simmons.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Maddie, welcome. How many podcasts have you been on?
I think 2 before this one.
You went
Nice.
on 2 more before you decided
There's
to come
2
on
other
ours?
podcasts?
Wow.
You didn't ask me. You didn't ask me.
Not cool.
It is as simple as that. You have to ask. You're probably our first actual sports current player
Yes.
that we've had on.
First athlete.
First athlete, yeah, which
Yeah.
is super cool. So thank you for being here.
Yeah,
I
thanks
know
for
it.
having me.
Tell us about because your mom was just on and she said that you weren't necessarily super athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when the light came on? Like when you said, whoa, wait a minute, I am athletic.
I don't know if that light ever came on, but so when was this? When I was really young, they said they put me in piano because they didn't think I was going to be an athlete.
I wasn't far off with the drums.
So they put me in piano, and I remember sitting down. They're like, Maddie, it's really okay. If you don't play sports, it's fine. And I was like, no, I want to. And they're like, no, we'll put you in piano. It's okay. You don't have to. And so I went in piano, and I did a couple recitals, but I remember one recital I was up there, and I forgot. And so I just ran off the stage. And I was like, I'm never coming back. This isn't my thing. So then at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to do sports. And
Nice.
I had to put in a lot of extra work, I'd say, than my friends. When we'd be at NIC for workouts and stuff. My dad or one of his players would work with me on the side hoop or
That's cool.
things like that because I wasn't good enough to go with the rest of the group. But yeah, got me where I am now. So
That's cool.
Jeez.
That's cool. Wow.
So first off, tell us what's it like having your mom at home, being a mom, and then as a coach on the court?
yeah, there's definitely been some hard times with that. We don't really talk when we get home if it's a bad game or stuff like that.
That's awesome.
But-
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's coached me
Sean and I
all
do that when
growing
we
up.
have a bad
Yeah,
show.
we haven't had
Go
one
your
yet.
separate ways. Might go to a friend's house, but
I'll see you next week, Zach.
yeah, but it's been super fun, and I was coached by her all growing up, and then I gone to Synergy, and then Blazers, and was coached by Chris Colvin, who was the assistant coach this year. So I had a short little break where I wasn't coached by any of my parents, and so I think coming back from that and then being able to go my 4 years of high school being coached by my mom was really cool.
That's really
So
cool.
that is so awesome. So like at home, let's say, you and your mom aren't really talking. Does dad come in and kind of coach you up?
Yeah. Usually that's what happens. Like we'll go to our separate rooms and then my dad and I will like talk about the game or
Yeah.
like go over the game.
Nice.
And, yeah.
Is
That's
he,
cool.
does he come in a little gentle, or is he kind of like he would be coaching some of the guys at the college?
It depends. It depends on how, if I'm usually really hard on myself. So usually he comes in a little bit more like understanding and like talks to me about it.
right.
So that's why I think me and my dad can have like good basketball conversations like that. But I mean, it depends. If I don't rebound very well, it's not going to be very gentle. So
Oh, so dad's big on the
So
rebounding.
rebounding is
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
which it is important. So tell us. Obviously, you've been successful in volleyball, and then you won a state championship in basketball. But tell us about all the records that you've broken at Coeur d'Alene High School that you own.
It's 9 records.
I don't know if it's quite that many. So I have 2 in volleyball. So I broke the all-time leading kill record for a season, and then single game kill record
Sounds intense.
for volleyball. And then basketball, I have the all-time leading scorer, leading rebounder, single game rebounding,
Wow.
season rebounding.
What was the single
bet you-
game rebounding record?
I think it was like 22.
You had
22 rebounds?
You had
Yeah.
22.
Man.
Did
I
your
think
dad,
I had like 21 and 22. I had more rebounds than I did
Wow.
points that
Did
game.
your
that's kinda
dad
your
come
game.
to you after those games and go, "Why didn't you have 23 or 24?"
So that's
No,
kinda,
he was proud those
Okay.
games.
So
He
that's
was-
kinda your
Thank
game.
goodness,
He
Corey.
accepted that. He accepted
All right,
that.
I was like gonna yell at your dad next time when he comes up here. So
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's cool. That's really cool.
that is really awesome. So now that have you had a chance to reflect on what you've done?
I mean, I thought I would like cry after with like joy, but I think it was like such a surreal moment that like I didn't really like have time to react in the moment.
Sure.
And I mean, it's been, like I said, so surreal since then, like
Yeah.
crazy. Because going into high school, Coeur d'Alene wasn't very good, and they hadn't won any league games for 8 years. So
Wow.
my biggest goal coming in was to flip the program over and change it and leave a mark. So I think
really
obviously
cool.
my biggest goal was to win a state title. So doing
Right.
that my senior year finally was
That's
like
amazing.
super cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really cool to hit your goals in life. As you'll find out, you're gonna go through, and both of us are in business, so you're always setting goals.
Yeah.
You're gonna have different goals. You're going to tell everybody what college you'll
I'm
be
going
attending.
to the University of Wyoming to play basketball.
Yes, very, very cool. What was that process like, making a decision on where to go, and what led you to want to go to Wyoming?
Yeah, so the recruiting process is a lot for a lot of people, and I would call coaches every single day, which
So
can
you would actually call.
well, they would call me. So
Okay, okay.
junior year, they can start calling you.
So they start to call you.
Yeah,
okay,
so they'll
cool.
call you. Like I'd get calls like if I'm with my friends, I'd have to step out, or so it kind of
Nice.
it kind of got like.
You're like,
I mean,
guys,
That's
hang
cool.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like super grateful for the whole thing, and so that kind of happened. So I just took visits, like whenever we went to basketball tournaments or we were traveling, I'd just visit different places just to kind of get the feel of where I wanted to go. And what's kind of funny is Wyoming. So they stopped calling me for like a year, so they weren't really in the mix, I'd say. And then they called me back and were like apologized and were like, I don't know why we didn't call you for a year. Like I apologize, like that was
Nice.
my
Wow.
bad.
That's
and
interesting.
So they
And
called you
so-
back closer into your senior year, or like
a junior
or
year.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
then I was like whatever, like it's all right. And so I ended up going. They were like, well, we have a game. Like, hope you can watch it. And I was like, well, what if we could just drive over there? So like 2 days before, I like called my parents and were like, can I just drive over to Wyoming to watch their game? And so we went there and we watched them
And your
play
dad
youth.
was like, "You didn't have enough rebounds, but I'll think about it."
We went and watched them play UCLA.
Oh wow.
And
That's
they
cool.
lost in double overtime, unfortunately, but it was a really good game. Lost on a buzzer beater. And so then after they kind of showed me around campus, and I personally, when I visited, I was like, yeah, I'll watch a game, like it'll be fun. But I didn't think I would go there because in my mind, I was going to go somewhere like warm by the ocean or something.
Right.
But
right. Not Wyoming.
Yeah, the opposite of Wyoming. But I go there and I fell in love with the coaching staff and
Nice.
the
Oh, that's
players and the
good.
facilities. And so then I continued to like visit campuses and And then Wyoming was just kind of, that was the one that always stuck out to me.
Who was another one that you may have leaned towards? Are you allowed to talk about it? Okay.
So my top two were Southern Utah and Wyoming.
Okay.
And I absolutely loved Southern Utah's coaching staff as well, and their players and their facilities. I don't know. It was just like something in my gut was telling me Wyoming the whole time. And so that's kind of, I was like,
Good for you. Wow.
That's awesome.
So you go down there, you're leaving soon.
Yeah,
I mean,
June 10th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
I
Are
think
they sending a private jet to come get you?
I wish.
Come on.
Oh, man.
Come on,
I
Mom,
wish.
Dad.
No, we'll be
should have
driving
thrown
the
that into
15
your-
hours.
yeah.
No kidding. No kidding.
I think it's super cool. I think what's cool is, people from Coeur d'Alene growing up here and going through the athletics here, getting, being able to go places like that. And
Even
for
now,
sure.
that doesn't happen a lot. So this
that's
is
one
a
thing
big,
that I noticed,
this is a
growing
big
up
deal.
when I grew up in high school, I was in Arizona, my freshman and sophomore year, and then up here, junior and senior year, and I wasn't really a standout athlete or anything.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, but the athletics down there and then up here, there's a big difference in getting
for
noticed,
sure.
getting recruited.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's cool to see that happen.
And I think this
it's
last
good for
couple of
people to
years,
hear,
I think this last couple of years, Idaho sports have gotten bigger, and we've gotten on the map a little bit more,
Nice.
which recruiting wise and stuff, which is huge for Idaho, because I think
I agree.
a lot of times there's not
there's
a lot of
talent,
people.
yeah.
There is a lot of hidden talent that people kind of forget
Yeah.
about. So
I
Yeah,
agree.
they just
Yeah.
didn't get an opportunity to be seen.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely a little
whatever.
bit of that.
I'm
But
Yeah.
sure. Was your dad able to help you in some of the recruiting stuff, knowing that as he's out recruiting and how he gets to know and meet players? Did that
He
help?
helped me with the whole process, and he still helps me today with all my college stuff. Like I go to the gym and for apartment stuff, for getting things signed up. So I think that was huge, because I don't know what I would have done without parents as coaches going through the recruiting process, because it's kind of, it's a lot. But so I'm very grateful for all of their help and support through the whole thing.
Well, there's it was obvious to watch you growing up and how much your parents did love you and encourage you. And it was fun to hear your mom talk about, well, she just doesn't have it athletically. We'll do other things like that. We're going to love you regardless.
Yeah.
But to do something that they both obviously are good at, coaching basketball, and to be able to go do
Yeah.
that, I'm sure that they're tickled pink. And
Yeah, I remember when I was little and when I was so unathletic, they probably thought I was crazy, but I wrote in Sharpie on my wall and on these clipboard things that I was gonna play Division I basketball.
Nice.
And
Wow.
I wrote it everywhere. And so I think at that point that's when I was okay, I'm gonna have to put in a lot of work to get there. And
Sure. Well,
So would you say
for
that?
anybody out there listening that, it doesn't have to be, you're a young person to have been able to wish that upon yourself. This is what I want, okay? Not everybody is athletic, by the way, but there could be other things that people have goals and they strive and want to do. Even as a young person, you could give advice to someone on what was your focus like? You wrote it down, yes. You said, that's what I want, and you achieved it. Mm-hmm. You knew you had to put in the hard work. So it didn't just come to you. You had to go take it, right? Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, it wasn't easy for me, and waking up every morning, there's still days where I'm I do not want to work out. I do not want to have to go to the gym, but I think those are the days that separated me from my peers. And so, and I think that's what kind of the difference was. And I'm a perfectionist personality. So when I go to the gym, I want everything to be right. And so that's kind of my strength and my weakness, I'd say. But I think that's also what got me to where I am.
Well, and a little birdie told me that you want to be a doctor someday. So I
do.
think you kind of have to be
you
a
got
perfectionist.
a lot of goals and aspirations.
Yes,
and that's
yes,
awesome.
yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you'd say that not being as athletic early on might end up being a benefit down the road, kind of to you, as far as
I think
outworking
that
other people.
Yeah, I think that I had to learn how to just work extra hard from a young age, because I didn't have it naturally. So yeah, I think that has transferred over for school and life and every aspect
So
of
your
my
mom
life.
called you a leader before you came up here. Is that does that come naturally to you?
Yeah, I'd say that is one of my more that comes a little bit more naturally for me. And I think vocally I lead. I actually haven't always been that way though. Like elementary school, I was like a super shy. Like
You were
yeah,
quiet
I
when
did
you were
not
younger.
like to talk to people. Like I would have never done this. But
Hey, me
but
too. Me
yeah,
too. I was
but
the same way.
then I kind of like changed in like middle school and then towards high school and got more vocal and got more confident. And I think since then I've been able to lead, and I lead like Bible studies and stuff like that too.
Wow, that's
So
cool. That's
yeah.
cool. With the team or just at the school or
At the school, I do like Bible studies for my brother and his friends, and
Nice.
then
Wow.
yeah, I just lead different things. in
That's good because
school.
Not
boys
just
need lots
leading
of
in.
prayers. And,
yeah, they
Oh,
need
yeah.
lots of Bible early.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know what it's like to lead. I lead a lot on the show because I got to drag Zach along, and so I know what you're going through, Maddie.
Yeah, yep.
But anyway, it was awesome to have you.
Yeah.
Tell us, give us your favorite Bible verse.
Ooh,
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
you are putting me on the spot.
If you don't have one, we'll just cut this
the
right
whole
on
thing.
out. We have
Yeah,
a
you can
great
have a
7-9
favorite.
Media is great.
I don't know if I have a favorite one.
You like them all.
I like
The whole
John.
thing. Yeah.
I like John 3:16.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I mean, that's like the most common one.
But it is one of the best. I mean,
Yeah,
It has so much meaning, though, right?
yeah, and like you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I think that's like what I live by too, and just there's days that I struggle a lot, and I think that that's kind of what gets me through is like I have the foundation of like Christ and the foundation of just my faith. So I think that's a
cool.
huge thing
Wow.
in not only sports but my life as well. So
I mean, that's
Yeah.
gonna be probably a huge thing going to the next step too.
For sure.
Going to a college away from everyone.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, away
That would be
from
awesome.
your family, your coaching staff, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and what's
so-
funny is I mean, I've grown up in the church, so like trying to pick a college too, I prayed a lot about it, and like I just got like random signs too. Like I mean, I remember driving and I was house sitting and I was driving and the street name was like Wyoming. And I was like, okay. I feel like this is
awesome.
where I'm
That's how
supposed
it
to be.
works, yeah.
So yeah.
That is how it works.
Yeah.
That's
but,
cool to be that young and noticing those things too. Is
Yeah.
awesome. So
One last question.
Yeah.
What is your number one goal for college? You have 4 years. Are you playing 4 or 5 years? Do you know yet?
4.
Okay.
Yeah. So my number one goal, I mean, I have a lot of goals like sports wise and school wise. I mean, my goal in sports is to just be the best that I can be, and my like goal would be to start if that is possible, and I'll work as hard as I can to do that. And then school wise, I obviously need to get good grades so I can get into so I can go to med school.
Right,
but
right.
that's kind of, and I think one of my biggest goals too, just socially, is like being able to balance it and still making time for my friends and balancing my whole lifestyle. So
Yeah, balance is very key.
yeah.
is it a goal to start this upcoming year or just to start in general? I don't know what's
I kind of
realistic or
strive.
not, so I don't know.
I kind of
Yeah.
strive big, so my goal would be to start
Okay.
this
No,
upcoming
I love
year.
that. I love
Yeah,
that.
but
Wow.
I was gonna say maybe if you do, we'll just take a drive.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go watch.
Oh, we go.
Yeah.
We'll go.
We do a show. We have you on in your uniform.
heck yeah.
You're all sweaty. Yeah, I just started, guys. Not a big deal. I'm a freshman.
That is exciting. That's
Yeah.
great. Cool.
Well, Maddie, I'd like
Thank
you to introduce the guy who gets on you the most in the house when you don't get enough rebounds. And I'll have you
Yeah,
introduce your
20's not
dad.
enough.
Yeah. Now introducing my dad, Corey Symons.
Okay, here we are on the family event here.
The man of myth.
Simmons.
Yeah.
Welcome. Excited to have you here. Obviously, we've all grown up going to NIC games.
Yeah.
I know for me as a kid, just going all the time, and then you're the assistant, then you're the head coach, and now you're a dominating head coach in the league. 200 and how many victories total?
I think 208. I think my career record as a head coach is 218
Wow.
and 36. So.
36 losses.
Wow.
That is
awesome.
an amazing winning percentage.
It is.
Zach's our actually mathematic guy on the show.
Yeah,
what is that percentage?
I don't know. 85%? I don't know. 80? 85? 88? I don't know.
Maybe our 7
Not a
media guy.
not
here
a
at work.
mathematician. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or statistician. But
So undefeated this last year.
Yeah, we kind of pulled if you watch the NCAA tournament, we kind of pulled the Purdue or the Arizona. We had a great regular season, and then went to the tournament and kind of laid an egg, so to speak, and got upset. But that's tough. That's the tough thing with college basketball in general. College sports is anybody can beat anybody.
You just work so hard to get to that place, and then that one game, that one moment. Yeah.
And the tough thing for the kids, you're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, and then when we get behind, we haven't lost all year, listening to Nicole, a big point in her season was taking a loss.
Yeah.
Going through adversity. Yeah.
We never hit that adversity. When we did in the middle of the game, things kind of get a little tighter. You start doing things you're not supposed to, and
so from
it
a
was a
coach
tough
perspective, then would you prefer there be a loss or two? Or
I actually do. I actually wish we had a loss or two in there.
But
you like having the undefeated seasons because it's rare.
Yeah,
we've had
your second one.
It's the second one, and second one in 9 years, but it's rare. It doesn't happen very often, so it's nice for the kids to have that. But
unless you're Corey Symons, that happens twice.
Yeah, but if you recall, thanks for reminding me, Sean. If you recall, both times we laid an egg in the postseason.
But the following season,
that's kind of what happens to
you won.
Gonzaga a little bit.
The following season, after you're undefeated, you won the championship. So what?
We did.
Next year, we got big hopes.
We got big hopes. Yep, we got a lot of things to do.
One thing, did you bring up Purdue because you knew why I had blonde hair? Because that's who I picked to win the tournament.
Sean, he was the expert and picked Purdue early.
Yeah.
So, but I think he's going to keep it. So, it would have been bad if I would have had it. So
makes you look a little younger.
That's what everybody says. I don't know whether to take that as a compliment.
You were looking old before, so
I was looking ancient. What happened?
Oh man. But thanks for being on here. It's cool.
It's great. It's great. You guys do a great job. We listen to your podcast, so we're one of the 3 people that listen. So.
Thank you.
Well, all in the same household.
All our viewers on at this point. So
that's why we had you on. Our 3 listeners.
So how did you get involved in coaching? I mean, obviously you were an assistant. You've always been around basketball, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How did it start?
It's kind of crazy. I went to college to do one thing and one thing only, to play basketball. I was like my players. I didn't really care about school, just wanted to hoop.
Right.
And some coach kind of slapped me upside the head, later in life, and told me I need to get a degree. I tell people all the time it's bad at the beginning, good at the end, but I graduated from college with a 2.3 GPA because you had to have a 2.0 to be eligible, and I wanted to make sure I had a little leeway. And then I got smacked upside the head, and somebody taught me the importance of academics. And
is this why you yell at Maddie about not getting enough rebounds? Is this what this person said to you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. No, I am pretty hard on her. We can get into that, but I just love basketball, so came back, started in the business world, and it just wasn't me, so I just started coaching.
That's cool.
I just love.
That's cool.
If you're familiar with the coaching world, we don't do this for money or anything other than just impacting kids' lives. And
what an opportunity too. I mean, it's a unique place. I mean, NIC is a cool job to have.
Yeah, it is. I get a lot of kids that it's a second chance, whether it's academics or behavioral issues, and we get to kind of help them get their life straight and get moved on. And I've had some fortunate stuff. I got 38 players playing professionally right now.
Wow.
Sent over 100 to Division I scholarships, and 3 have signed NBA contracts, and these are all kids that needed a second chance, whether it's academics or. So that's kind of my life mission is to just kind of help use basketball to help younger kids.
Yeah, and that
has to be pretty rewarding.
I think God puts us in positions, and He's definitely using you to impact these kids. Now, speaking of, that's one of my questions. So, how do you get all this talent? Like, what is your secret?
I tell people all the time, this is my ongoing joke. I can't coach worth a darn. You've already said it multiple times that I'm not even the best coach in the house.
That's right.
Yeah, Zach's been rude. I apologize. Yeah. We're better than that, Zach.
Yeah. I tell people that's the truth, though. I can't coach worth a darn, but I can recruit.
Yeah.
And when my players are better than yours, we figure out how to win.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that's kind of my philosophy is, obviously, it's been a little tougher now. I lost my assistant for 8 years who did a lot of the helped me do a lot of the coaching. But recruiting is all. I mean, you and I have known each other for years. Recruiting is all relationship based.
Yeah.
And it's all getting respect of high school coaches, AAU coaches, developing good relationships with them. So then when they have a kid that needs a second chance, they know, hey, if I send him to Coeur, he'll take care of him and he'll do whatever he can do to get him
that's
that.
Great.
So most of my recruiting is all based, word of mouth, and Division I coaches send a lot of kids to us. Gonzaga's put kids with us. Idaho's put kids with us.
Nice.
So that's kind of my recruiting spill. Is
Do
just,
you actively try to communicate with those coaches, or is it more of a word of mouth? They just understand.
yeah,
your
both.
program?
There's a coaching world is a small world.
Right.
So, I mean, for instance, Maddie and Caden and Nicole, they get mad at me because I go to the Final Four every year. It's called, and it's a basketball association coaches clinic. So it's
Right.
work. But,
Yeah.
Of course it is.
but
Yeah.
I get to go to the Final Four. And when we're
Networking.
there, networking. When we're there, every coach in America's there, and you just
That's
get
really
to know
cool. Yeah,
people
that's
and get
awesome.
to, oh, hey, I got a kid that needs to go JUCO. He'd be a good spot for you. So, yeah, it's just all relationship based.
Have you had any players get to that level? I mean, get to that place where they're in the Final Four, or you've had players in the tournament?
No, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we've had players in the tournament. So one of our exciting trips is me and Nicole took a little trip down to L.A. one year, and we watched Gonzaga lose to Florida State.
Oh yeah.
In
yeah.
I think it was the Elite Eight, maybe Sweet 16, Elite Eight,
Yeah.
something like that. And Brian Angola was our
Right.
my point guard, and he was a starting
Right.
point guard for Florida State. So
I
it's kind of
remember that,
bittersweet because we're Gonzaga fans, but
He was on your undefeated team.
he was on our undefeated team. Yep, he was on our undefeated team, and then he signed with the Orlando Magic.
Is
Wow.
he
And
still
it's-
dating?
Kemba Griffiths.
Yeah, they're still there.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool when he signed
playing,
his.
Is
When
he still playing, or is he?
he's still under contract with Orlando, but he left the NBA and he went overseas. Now, if you're familiar with basketball, league minimums in the NBA, these guys can make so much more money overseas. There's so
Yeah.
much money in the
Yeah.
overseas market. So
I mean, good for them. That's
yeah,
amazing.
he went overseas and did really well and is doing well. I think he'll eventually have a shot coming back to the league, but it's pretty cool because the kids, I didn't get to make it, but Nicole and the kids were actually with Brian when he signed his NBA contract.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's
So he-
amazing.
yeah.
That is
That
amazing.
is so cool. Well, he was a
That's really
scorer. He was just a scorer.
Yeah, he's just a bucket.
Yeah. And a great kid.
Yeah,
Just a great kid.
unbelievable kid and just.
How did you get your hands on Brian?
So, two of the top players on that team, Lucas Antonez, who went to Toledo, and then he's playing professionally in Spain, and Brian played at, if you follow basketball, played at a high school, one of the best high schools in the country called Findlay Prep.
Okay. Yeah.
So, wrapping the whole small world together, Cliff Findlay is the founder and owner of Findlay Prep, and he is also the owner of Black Rock Golf Course.
Right. Right.
So, when
You
I
got to play there a lot?
Caddy
when
up
I,
there, right?
when I was an assistant, I
still-
worked up there.
yeah.
I worked up there a lot, so I got to know Cliff really well. So when I got the head job, that was my first year. Cliff helped me get those two
Wow.
kids. So, it was,
So another relationship.
yep,
kinda
more
built, yeah.
more relationships. Yep.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Actually,
so it's
that's
pretty cool.
Yeah, you made some good ones up there, too. Who's your favorite guy? And then I know one of the stories of the worst guy who never tipped. And I want you to tell it on our podcast.
Oh,
See, I don't know if I could
Out
just
of
throw
the
someone
course?
into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bus.
Can you?
I mean, we got a lot of viewers, so we're
Yeah.
out there
I
on
think
major
you can't tell the one story about the one guy.
What story are you talking about? Oh yeah, I don't know if I could throw.
Yeah,
I can't throw him under the bus
Let's
like
not.
that. I will tell you this: that I've made a lot of good relations up there, a lot of great people. But there was a real predominant NFL Hall of Famer that I caddied for multiple times that tended to not go deep into his pockets or not go into his pockets at all when it came to tipping time. But sometimes that
I
helped
didn't
me.
know Russell Wilson was a member up there.
Yeah. So our family
I don't even know how you could.
He
I
said
remember.
Hall of Famer.
I remember at a.
That's
Coeur
true. I
d'Alene.
did say Hall of Famer. So Russell
That's right.
Wilson's
That's
out.
Yeah, he won't be all
if it was
famous.
Gino, no. At the resort, we were out there like probably 12 years ago, and Vince Young was there. He was just
yeah.
there playing, and we got done with a round, and one of the guy who caddied for him said he didn't tip him at all.
No, he says, "Oh, I've got to go
And
out
then
to
but
my
later that night he got arrested in like Texas
at a strip
or something.
club."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was his demise, but
Yeah.
I'm always surprised
Always
to hear
tip.
that.
He
I'm
could
like,
get
man.
arrested.
My guy, the guy I'm
it's a good
referencing,
lesson.
he used to give us the old, "Hey Sean, make sure you take care of the caddy."
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh man, I had a guy do that
man.
to me up at Beverly's one time. Hey Sean, you take care of the bill.
Yeah.
$1,450 was the bill up
man.
at Beverly's.
Jeez, man.
I got a great story for that. I was with Cliff Findlay, who's not in my tax bracket, and a bunch of his friends. We actually went to the Gonzaga game and went to that.
The battle in Seattle?
No, we went to that nice steak. He took me there for my 40th birthday in a private jet. It was kind of
Yeah, I
fun.
remember you telling me. I
But
was
we went to that steakhouse
jealous.
in Spokane, and there were about 12 of us, 13 of us, and their top shelf drinks, $1,500 bottles of wine, and
Right.
You know, and I'm looking at the menu going, if my wife knows I just ordered an $80 steak, she's going to kill me. And at the end of the thing, they rolled dice to see who was going to get the tab. And it was like, I'm not kidding you, it was like $13,000.
Oh my gosh.
And those dice came to me, and I just started sweating.
That would be.
Dude.
So it didn't come to you though. You actually had to pay.
They actually made me roll the dice, but luckily I didn't lose.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't lose, and then my friends just laughed at me.
Get the credit card
Yeah, we
out.
weren't going to make you do it, but I was sweating.
Wow. Dude, I was sweating for
man.
you just now listening to the story.
Yeah.
So what's it like from just to be a father perspective? Having a daughter that's obviously going to a great school and playing basketball. I mean, what
It's
what is that like for you?
We're really proud of her. As you hear her when she talks, it's not just the athletic side, but just the woman she's become and the leader she's become in our community. And it's pretty amazing. It's surreal. It hasn't really hit us yet, but for her to finish the golden story and going out on the top as a senior, and her and her mom helping turn that program around.
Yeah.
Going from pretty much a winless program to those two coming in and winning a lot. We're just proud of her, just what she does. I mean, I don't think she said it on the podcast, but she's like a 3-3 or 4-3, 4-4 student.
Wow. Wow. I didn't even know there was a 4-4.
Yeah, we didn't even have that stuff when we were in high school, Sean.
What?
I think that was my total GPA.
Let's not,
Throughout high school.
yeah, all full 4 years, same.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, way to go, Maddie. She's still here in the studio, but wow.
That's
so
awesome.
Evidently
So
she takes after your wife, huh?
The ambition,
absolutely,
the
absolutely.
ambition is awesome.
I tell her all the time.
Yeah.
I tell her, both my kids, I'll teach you how to shoot because I can shoot.
Yeah.
We'll go to mom for the defense and for the academics.
You got a post-up game,
Yeah,
too. I've seen
you're
you
always
post
shooting
up.
deep. You're always shooting from deep.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you do as a coach. You get old, all you do is just sit out there
Yeah,
and shoot.
yeah, old man.
I was telling Sean before, we always bring up Mike White Ford on the show, and I was telling Sean, Connor's probably your best player that's played for you, right?
Yep, he's one of the best
I wanted
shooters.
to confirm that.
He's one of the best shooters we had. That kid could shoot it, and he would shoot it
He
from half
surprised
court.
a lot of people. Yeah,
I mean, he could shoot it forever.
Well, in high
Connor's
school,
a great kid.
he started to do that. I just remember he started to pull up as I played with him in high school, and then all of a sudden in college, it was like he had to do it.
Yeah,
he couldn't do it unless he couldn't really play unless he did that. And
Yeah.
and
No, he was amazing.
He was shooting from half. I was like, man, it was like Steph a little bit, kind of right before Steph. But
Yeah, Steph's changed the game for sure.
yeah.
Since we're doing the family podcast too, Sean, I do got to throw a plug to my son.
Please do.
Yeah, you do have a son.
You know,
Yes.
Maddie's not the only one in the household.
Well, once he's won a championship, we'll bring him on.
But
I'm just kidding.
okay,
When he wins it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach,
He's,
come on.
When he wins it. When he wins
I
it.
will give him this. He hasn't won a state championship, but if you remember a few years ago, he did play in front of 40,000 people
did.
and on ESPN in front of a million
know
viewers
Yes.
I didn't know
in
that.
the Little League World Series.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was on that.
Okay,
he was
so-
on that
hey,
Idaho
hey,
team.
We can have him on now.
He was on that Idaho team that went to the Little League World
No
Series.
way. So he's a baseball player too, obviously.
He was. He
Wow.
hates it now. He quit. But he was really good. He just hated baseball.
What did he
so
hate about it?
Slow. Too
Yeah.
slow. He's like us. If you steal it
slow.
from me, I want to
He
go
is slow.
elbow you.
How does he feel about golf?
So does he
then?
golf?
He hates it.
Yeah, maybe later in life.
Yeah,
Maybe
he loves
later.
football because if I make a bad play, I can go hit somebody. Or same thing with basketball. If I turn it over, I could go steal it. Or
Yeah, shove
body
somebody
check
out of bounds.
somebody.
Yeah.
He hated baseball because you strike out and you get to sit in the dugout for 3 more innings before you get
Right,
a chance. So.
Right, that's true.
Is he a tough kid?
Oh, he's a tough-nosed kid. Yeah, he has to be. His sister's really hard on him. She pushes him, and
Yeah, that's great.
he started on the varsity as a freshman this year, Coeur High School, and they were number 3 in the state. So
Wow. Started at what position?
he's a point guard,
Okay.
kind of a combo, shooting guard, point
very
guard,
cool.
and played freshman football, and he's in the weight room a lot now, trying to make the varsity football team next year. So,
Wow.
Is he taller than Maddie now?
yep, he hit a growth spurt, and he's about 6'2", pushing 6'3"
Wow.
now.
Wow,
How tall?
that's awesome.
Maddie, how tall are you?
6 foot.
6 foot.
Yeah.
Man.
But it's great. What's really cool too is talking family is just the bonding that they have. There's nothing better for us as parents to see, Maddie and Kay. Hey, I'm working out today. When you working out? And they work out together. They lift together. They shoot together.
Wow.
It's like a dream almost.
Oh yeah, they've had strength or speed and agility coaches that they work out with together. So it's a cool way for them to bond.
Do
I
you
think I
ever
try to
work
tell
out
my
with the
daughter
kids?
what to do, and she just gives me this look. She's 6, so
Yeah.
it's scary.
No,
It's scary. I don't know, but anyway.
To answer your question, I'm what they call a has-been.
Yeah.
I'm a has-been.
No.
I used to be a good
No.
athlete.
So
I'm
I
just
meant-
not there anymore.
I
Just
meant-
gotta
they
get,
try
you gotta
to
get
get-
some blonde hair.
They try to get me to work out with them, but I actually last night you say that I told my son, hey, you get a summer workout plan in the weight room and I'll do it with you.
Nice. I like
cool.
But
that.
I don't know if that'll ever come
So I
about.
meant to ask Nicole this question, but I'll ask you. And now it's slipping my mind. But oh yeah. So having played, because you played, and now coaching, and more so for her because she coached her daughter. But compared to playing and coaching, how much more joyful is it coaching than it was playing, or was it more fun for you to play?
It's a different joy. I'm just an athlete at heart, so it was way more enjoyable for me to play. Mm-hmm. But they always say the old saying that those that can't play anymore coach. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of our way of staying in the game and helping impact the game without being able to play. There's two sides of it. There's a lot of joy in watching our kids play. I'll tell you right now, watching Maddie in the state semifinal game, I could shoot a jump shot in front of a full gym, and I don't even think about it. But she's at the free throw line, and I'm sweating in the crowd.
There's nothing more nerve-wracking.
It's just so much different than when your kids are playing.
Man, I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, I think I'd have a heart attack because you want it so bad.
Yeah. It's funny. You keep talking about I'm not the best coach in the family.
Yeah,
I have mentioned that again.
Well, here's the funny thing now is my family makes sure to remind me that I still think I got Caden, but I'm pretty close to not even being the best athlete in the family. She wouldn't tell you, but Nicole's state championship as a coach is her 4th state title.
Wow.
She won 3 as a player.
Yeah.
Wow.
And 1 as a coach, which is unheard of.
So then maybe she needs to go to the WNBA, coach.
Yeah. And then obviously Maddie and all her. Maddie's obviously passed me with all of that stuff she's done, and I'm like, I still got Caden maybe by a little bit, but he'll probably pass me.
They're all going to surpass
He'll
you.
probably pass me this summer.
So you're saying
great,
you
though.
can
There's
beat
nothing better
Maddie in
than
a
that.
game of one-on-one?
If you're talking just game of one-on-one, yes, because I'm solid 240.
Yeah, of course you are.
Solid.
We'll see about
But
that.
if
We
it's-
want to see this live.
That
We
was
want
the
to see
first
this
thing I
live.
thought of when you walked into the studio. I was like, what a specimen, right?
No,
So,
we always joke. I can beat anybody as long as I don't have to run. If it's a game where I don't have to run,
Yeah.
I'm good.
That's how I live my life, too. I mean, Sean brought that up, too. He beat me in the 40, so
yeah.
that's why I'm a golfer.
It's the
That's
greatest
why I'm a
single
golfer.
moment
No
of
one
my
gets
life.
to see me run.
I didn't win a state championship. I just beat Zach in the 40.
Yeah.
Probably got to wrap it up soon, but
Yeah, we do.
What would you say? I mean, I've kind of asked this a couple times because I have young kids and people coming up in the game, and how do you somebody in junior high or high school that wants to play in college, or how dedicated do you have to be, or how do you get looks from colleges, or
Yeah, I think the tough thing is you gotta make sure it's fun. You
Right.
gotta keep it fun. But I battle with people on this subject because I'm different than most people. Mm-hmm. I remember Maddie talked about writing on a ribbon. We sat down and did family goals, and my philosophy is, if my kids set a goal, it's my job as a parent to do everything I can to help them reach it. So I was really hard on my kids. I mean, and I'll be the first to tell you, I'm really hard on my kids. If that's your goal, it's my job to help you. If you want to change your goal because you don't like what it's going to take to reach that goal and you want to change your goal, then we can talk about that. But if that's your goal and you're not in the weight room, I'm going to jump you. You got to get in the weight room. If you're not in the gym, so it was kind of that tough balance. I'm really hard on them. You got to find the right age to do that, but
it is a tough balance. I remember being in high school and junior high and being a golfer. I played basketball too, but golf was my sport, and my parents were very laid back. They were very supportive, and they're amazing parents, but they were very laid back. They didn't really.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I didn't really know what to do or how to, or there's no accountability.
and the benefit of me,
I didn't have it on my head on straight necessarily either, but
the
there's a
benefit
good
of me
balance.
and Nicole compared to other people is like
You kind of know.
we played
You know
college
the way a little
athletics,
bit.
and I've sent a million kids to Division I, so I know what it takes.
You know the way, yeah.
So
That's true.
if
That's
you
true.
want to get there, I know what it takes. I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you, but if you don't like what it takes, then let's change your goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
So
yeah.
you got 2 other brothers. Who was the best athlete growing up?
If you really want to be honest, the best athlete was probably my brother Todd.
Yeah.
Like, he was an amazing athlete. Tim was just a beast. He was a great high school football player, great athlete. Todd was just good at everything he did. You know, if you're talking basketball, then it's hands down.
Hands down you.
Yeah, not even close.
Right.
They'll be mad at me. But as overall athlete, Todd was an amazing athlete. He could have. I think if he would have made the right choices, you know, he could have played Division I in multiple sports. He was that good.
Nice.
How's the golf game?
Good and bad. I just did a golf podcast the other day, but
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, it was great. It was great talking golf, but it's good and bad. You know,
What's your handicap?
Sounds like golf.
I got it up. I got it up to a 7.
It's always good to get it up.
Yeah.
You know, I used to want to stop it.
Oh, man.
Stop it.
Zach, it's a family show
Stop
for the
it.
last
Stop
time.
it. It was such a good show until then. But I always was
I
trying
only
to get
said
it
something because she
as
giggled.
close to 0 as possible. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I want to go into a tournament as like a 5.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get it as low as possible, but then I started
Yeah.
playing tournaments. I'm like, this isn't any fun.
It's not fun at all. If you're a 0 or
Yeah,
it's
it's not
just
any
like,
fun.
man, I'm
Well,
not
thank you
even-
for
I'm not even
tuning in.
enough to
It's
be a
good to
0.
know that Corey and Zach like to get it up, and we're having a great show here. But we really appreciate having the Symons successful
gotta-
family on.
We got to get your Hawks prediction for next year. What do you? I mean,
You
what
know,
do you think?
Sean will tell you we're diehard Hawk fans.
Okay,
We're not
okay.
the.
So Sean has to take you guys all to a game.
So we have season tickets.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
Different section.
Yeah. Sean's got the good ones. He's got the lower. We're at the top. But we love
That's
the
cool.
Hawks. We're diehard Hawk fans
Yeah.
through and through. But
So you even get it up at the games more than me. You got to get up there more.
got to get up there.
I mean, bigger expectations this year.
I think we're still kind of in that rebuilding, and,
Yeah.
and you know it's going to take us a little bit of time. But
Come on, Coach. Don't we have a better shot of winning next year than?
is this
We didn't have
is
a
this
great
because
shot.
you're a Denver guy?
No. I'm a Hawks guy.
Okay, good.
No, we just had this. I don't even know.
Well, we brought Tebow. Every
we were
once in a
Tebow
while,
fans.
Zach likes to
Yeah.
do the Tebow with the,
Yeah.
you know.
We didn't have any other jerseys, so we threw that up. Yeah. It's kind of.
No, we're
it's become more
diehard Hawk
unfortunate.
fans.
The only reason we leave that up is I put something on TikTok where he was
Yeah.
holding it up. Literally, like 1,000 people liked it, and it was crazy. So I'm like, well, we got to leave that up.
Yeah.
People love Tim Tebow.
That's true.
Let's
Or hate him, yeah.
let's send your podcast to him. See if we can get a shout out from Tim Tebow.
I think that's a
I think
great
we
idea.
can. Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. So Zach usually ends the show by hitting Tiger Woods' head. So we'll let you have the
Be careful not
today.
to hurt his ankle or something.
And we'll
Yeah,
close out. So as soon as it's hit, we close the show.
Are you sure he's not going to get hurt?
Yeah.
All right.
I can't guarantee that.
There it is. That's it. So we thank the Simmons
Thank you for
family
being
for
here, guys.
joining
Yeah, no
us.
problem.
Section 325. We'll see you next week.